All right, I'll take this. Start streaming. Event is starting. All right, I think we are live. Welcome to our live show for January 20th of 2015. We have Bantha Bill here along with Barrett the Bantha and a special guest all the way from Virginia. We have Ed the Meerkat from GI Tactical.
Hey guys.
So say hi, Ed. He just
Hi.
did. Anyway, so
Hi, Bantha.
he loves the Bantha for some unknown reason.
It's really cool. Check out the helmet. This is really neat.
I made the helmet this weekend. Anyway, so as usual, yes, I did, Mark. As usual, let's knock out these promos real quick, and then our topic today is going to be East Coast Airsoft versus West Coast Airsoft. Not like fighting each other, but mainly the differences between the two. So first off, coupon code 2015-2015 is still in effect for 25% off select items, as well as the $1 million giveaway for those items that may not necessarily qualify for a discount. However, we want to give you something in return, so you just have to make a purchase, and then you'll be able to get some free stuff, which is totally awesome. Another thing is we still have one black card custom left, and with every black card custom, you get a customized card with your name on it, and on that card, you have, I believe it's 20% off with free shipping. You have that 12 times to use that, as well as one free text service. So be sure to check that out. There's only one left, and the thing is, these are one-of-a-kind customs that you can't find anywhere else. Also, we do have this Saturday our Lone Star Patch Package, which is only $5, and it's going to go live at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, in this one, you have a chance to win a $1,000 Airsoft GI gift card. I think there's a $500, $100, bunch of different gift cards, so you're not going to want to miss out on that one because it's going to be one hell of a good deal, and I'm sure they're going to go really fast, as they always do. The other thing is we just had tickets go live for a Southern California event, which is Operation New Horizon, and there's two different sides you can pick from, basically a green side and a tan side. It's going to be $45, and that is at, I believe it is, oh, I'm blanking on what it's called. Santa Ranch, that's what it's called, which is actually a movie set where they filmed, I think I actually saw that they filmed Power Rangers there.
Yeah, that's kind of dating me a little bit.
Yeah, well, anyway. So they filmed a Power Rangers there. I think I think the TV show, it was on the Disney Channel. I don't know how I learned that. But anyway, another thing is we are shipping globally. So some of our friends here, I know you may be on the other side of the world. We've had people who are like, oh, I'm in Switzerland. I'm in all the different places. We do ship to you, so, be sure to go on airsoftgi.com, find whatever you like, and hit that global checkout button, and then you can have us at your doorstep. Well, not literally us, but stuff from here on our doorstep. And also, we do have 3 locations now. So we have our Walnut location here in Southern California. We have our
Virginia location,
which is in Chesterfield, and we have our brand new Plano, Texas location, which is about 20 minutes outside of Dallas, if you do not know about that. Also, another thing, don't forget to vote for us, or well, not us, but Airsoft GI, as well as How to Get a Girl to Play Airsoft in the Player's Choice Award presented by Popular Airsoft. And now one final thing is, there is an event going on on the east side of the nation. I believe it's Operation Black Sheep at Shelby?
At Shelby, yep. I believe that's in Mississippi. Operation Black Sheep's full immersion 24-hour event. So it starts usually around noon on Saturday. They say, hey, guys, they give you your briefing, and then out you go onto the field, see you in 24 hours. So unlike some of the other other milsim companies where they'll give you a morning, an afternoon, and an evening, and you'll get breaks.
This one's a full-blown.
This is full-blown.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know it was a full 24. All right, I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap around, and then you can go back out. Or if you're really hardcore, you could literally play
there will be people out there napping in the fields, taking watch, shifting around. It's really amazing.
Anyway, so another thing is I saw someone put on here, is the patch package available in UK? Actually, yes, I believe the patch package can be shipped internationally. So you want a chance to win and you're out in the UK, well, Ed's from the UK.
I'm from the UK. Hey!
Yeah, if you couldn't tell by his accent, we can ship that to you. So anyway, without further ado, let's begin our topic of the differences between East Coast and West Coast. And one of the things is when we were in Texas, which I guess you could say is more middle of the nation, but they generally consider them the South, they have never heard of really, high rate of fire builds for them are about 20, 24 BBs a second.
Yeah, it's sort of the 20s, maybe low 30s, but that's even pushing it. It's typically that sort of 20, 25 rounds a second.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm assuming that is more because of it. It's more of a milsim kind of crowd out there.
I would say, yeah, the East Coast, and I only spent a short time in Dallas, but in the short time I was at that store, and I have to say the store is really nice. You guys need, if you're in Texas,
it really is,
or you're within a few hours drive, go down and check the store out. It's really, really, really cool. it's more, we kind of want it to be a little bit more organized, so less, I hate using the term speed soft, but more speed soft. The East Coast is more, we want to have a little bit more strategy. It's not that we don't do it, but on a typical day, we're going to kind of want to break up into squads, be a little bit more, for lack of a better term, more milsim.
More milsim, yeah. Which, I mean, like, that's completely understandable. I mean, I know here in Southern California, it's a much more, for lack of a better term, speed soft, and I think that that's just because paintball has always been so huge here in California, especially, I don't know if speedball started here in California, but there's a lot of speedball fields and just paintball fields in general, and I feel like it's just kind of evolved over in the airsoft, but I have noticed that there have been more milsim events working their way out here to California. Like, I think Copperhead is in New Mexico, so it's so like more than just like, I think we've really only had the Lion Claws events out here, but everything is slowly starting to creep its way over to the West
Yeah,
Coast.
I mean, I know obviously John Liu and Lion Claws has had East to West Coast. I know Black Sheep just put out their schedule. It's actually, I posted their schedule on our Facebook page, GI Tactical's Facebook page. But they've now got East Coast all the way to West Coast.
Wow.
So a lot of the milsim companies really want to kind of expand, get both sides going. Because, you know, as you see on the live feed, hey, is there a game going on here? Is there a game going on there? People want to have that, the fun and the excitement of being able to get out and actually do a milsim game.
Yeah.
They are a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I finally got to play my first like 3-day event, and that was at I think it was excuse me, War of Angels, which was at an old abandoned water park, which that was a lot of fun because that's a very, very unique AO. Although, I mean, I have seen an AOs like, what wasn't there one that was like an old? It was originally supposed to be a nuclear power plant.
Yeah,
what was that one that you were telling me about?
They first started off, I believe it was American Milsim. Started off at there's a facility down in South Carolina which started off as a nuclear processing plant, and it was around the same time that Chernobyl had a little mishap.
That's a problem.
And at that point, everybody in the area went, hey, no, time out. We don't want something like that in our backyard.
We don't want a big boom and everyone glowing.
Yeah, you know, three-headed fish is just kind of cool. But so the facility kind of lay dormant, and I'm not too sure what happened from when it closed, but some guys with some great vision started it off as a training facility. So federal, state, local law enforcement will train there. A lot of the elite military units will train there because it's literally a nuclear processing plant.
Yeah.
And so they can sit there, you know, when...
I'm assuming the nuclear fuel isn't there, right? Or is it, and they just want it,
well,
like,
I mean, why do you think I have such a glowing personality? I've been down there twice.
There you go.
But it's a lot of fun. And it's really cool because a lot of the milsim companies are able to put on these events like at Fort Hood, Fort Knox.
Fort Knox, yeah.
I think Fort Knox would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, well, the fact that Bob and Daniel and a lot of them went to that one, and then there's the one video of an RPG attack where it's a string across it, but you just a big explosion, and Bob's like, "Holy crap!"
That's what makes them so much fun. So that one's down there, and then so American Milsim started it off down, and it was Faded Giant, and they've just had their second one, and then they just did their third one last year, and they're all geared to do that. And here's one of the great things about Airsoft is, this was a proper training facility. You know, you'd walk through and you'll see, you know, 223 shells, 308 shells, 50 cal shells. There's some really cool stuff floating around there.
Just pick up a bunch of them and just drop them as someone's firing. So
I need to sit there. It's great for reloading. But because the players there took care of the facility, they cleaned up after themselves. Now other companies are able to go and use that facility. So, you know, yes, you've got the three big milsim companies, but they're not fighting together because we're all going to these events. We want them to go on. We want them in, you know, there was a shopping mall that we did. There was an event at.
I saw that, yeah,
so
shopping mall.
There's great places, and that's the great thing about Airsoft is we get to play at these locations that so many people would just be like, I can't believe you were playing there. You know, that's where SEAL Team 6 was training, or that's where SEAL Team 4 was training, or Delta trains. I know guys, some of the SF units from England have trained there. So it's just really cool that you can be, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and looking around and going, hang on a second, you know, 2 months ago, there was an SF unit here doing exactly what we did, just a little bit more higher speed,
Probably a little bit more intense.
A little bit more intense, possibly a little bit better than we're doing. But we're training at that. I mean, that's like, for those people who like driving race, souping up their cars, which is something I noticed in California.
Yes.
A lot of people like their cars.
Hot rodding started in Southern California.
That's like going down to, some of the great racetracks and racing your, the mom and pop car, your daily driver around.
A great example would be if you got to race at the Pomona drag strip, because that was where the birth of drag racing was. Like the first NHRA event was held there. So I mean, it's like kind of like the same thing.
So yeah, I mean that's the great thing about these companies that are putting on these events. They're a lot of work, and I can tell from personal knowledge they're not making big money from putting these events on. Sure, they are making some money, but they've got bills and they've got to make a living too. But I know that Black Sheep, which has now just expanded East Coast to West Coast, as we were talking about, they're doing one at an amazing facility. I think it's the JSOC facility in Georgia. This is, I mean, they've got the capabilities of flooding. FEMA trains down there. There's like a subway there. They're looking at, instead of charging people a huge amount of money and getting a small group, I think they're looking at maybe getting 1,000 people, but that's going to make it affordable for everyone.
And it's a big enough field to handle.
Oh, the thing is huge.
Now, another thing I was curious about is, because you have so many of like these Milsim style events out there on the East Coast and generally more east of, I guess, like the Mississippi, are pickup games as popular? Like, here in California, every weekend you can see, SC Village is busy, Jericho's busy, Code Red's busy, because there's not really many events. Are like local fields as busy on the weekends because of these events, or? I
would say, I can only really speak from Virginia, but our big fields in Virginia, obviously, hey, Battle Hack guys. We've got Battle Hack down in Virginia Beach, where we've done a Tim versus Bob. We did TVB 4 and I think it was 4.5.
Yeah.
And American Milsim actually did an op down there. So on weekends, they're open Saturdays and Sundays, and so they'll get a couple of hundred people will come down and play. And it's a great field. Smaller, localer fields closer to the store. You've got X-Zone and you've got Splat Brothers. They're beginning to get more crowds coming in. So yeah, pickup games there, people will go down, and again with Airsoft it ranges from sort of 10, 11, 12-year-olds right up to, I think the oldest player I know of is, I'm not going to give things away, but he's very close to 70 years of age.
Oh yeah, I think I remember him. He was like, if I could go out and play, no one has an excuse not to.
Yeah, if he's out there, nobody has an excuse. So from sort of 10 to 70 is a great age bracket. They'll be out there. And they're just going out having fun. There's, it's a simple game. Might be capture the flag. There may be a mission. It may be a downed pilot game. And you'll go out to the field. You'll have 4 or 5 games throughout the day. Break for lunch, and it's just a lot of fun.
Now, the one thing I'm curious about is, are people more willing to drive to fields and events? Because here in California, we've got so many fields within like close proximity. Like especially here, like. We have probably like 5 fields within 45 minutes of the store.
Yeah.
So in like Virginia, are people more willing to be like, all right, I'm going to make a mission 2 hours to get to, Ballahack or Splat or stuff like that? Or
one of the things again in Virginia is the number of fields is growing. In fact, I've got 4 fields that should be coming online this year, in the next few months. So stay tuned to our Facebook page and GI Uncut and all of that, because we'll let you know when they're up and running. But Virginia being, unlike California or especially in the LA area where sort of the backyard is maybe a quarter of an acre, we've got outside of central Richmond, you've got some large, my backyard is 10 acres of
like
woods
people can
whatever.
Actually literally play in their backyard.
They'll play in their backyard. So they'll get 2 or 3 of their friends. They'll go out and play. And that's fine. They have a good time. But after a while, exactly, hey, the game's on. Well, Bob's going to run down this path, and he's going to be hiding behind this tree because he does it over and over and over again. So we always encourage them, get out and play with different players. Go to some of the different fields. Driving, you can usually, within an hour of the store, you're at Airsoft fields.
Okay.
Ballahack is 2 hours away. Splat Brothers is 45 minutes away. X-Zone is 20 minutes away. TRU, which is a great little indoor field, is about 10 minutes away from the store. So there's somewhere, if you want to play, you're going to be able to play.
Okay.
So big drives, no. But for the big events, yeah, people will drive quite a ways to get to go play at them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's basically what it comes down to is like almost two completely different styles of play. However, I feel like they're starting to slowly merge, you could say. Like people who are used to playing Speedsoft, because more events are starting to come out towards the West Coast, they're starting to get more into the Milsim style of things.
And the Milsim companies, I think, realize that the style of play is slightly different. So when they're looking at an AO, they're less likely to choose a big, huge, open, wooded area. Like Black Sheep did an event up at, it's called The Cove, just outside of Winchester.
I think, isn't that one that really kicks your butt?
Yeah, it's about 3,000 acres on the side of a mountain. So it's basically a mountain, and you play up and down the mountain. So you are running up and down the hills.
Too much work.
It's fun, though. Got to get out there. But, you know, an event like that really caters to a particular type of player.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas playing in a shopping mall, it's going to be a little bit faster paced because, well, basically you go from one store to the next store, you're going to be in a firefight versus going for a hike for 3 miles just to get into contact.
Yeah.
It's a different style. So I think the Milsim companies are going to be aware of this, and I think they're going to be trying to find locations where they can get the best of both worlds. So those people who want to try that more Milsim approach and have that, you know, half a mile hike before you get into an engagement, or staying in a ditch for half an hour waiting for an enemy troop movement to go by, they can play. But also people who like things a little bit faster paced, more built up, can sit there and say, hey, we're going to be in the village, or we're going to be in the town, or we're going to be in the warehouse, and that's where it's going to be a little bit faster paced.
I see. Well, wow, definitely a lot different than what my first preconceived like notions of what East Coast kind of play was like. But anyway, I guess that concludes about our discussion. Let's move on to some of the new products. I know you really like that pistol, so yes. I want your thoughts on the pistol. I like it because for $50, honestly, you can't really beat it.
So I run an Elite Force 1911 TAC, which I really enjoy. It CO2, and I also have a KWAM9 because, as we all know, CO2 and green gas, you can sometimes use one when the temperature is too cold.
Exactly,
KWA's the green gas, not running the best. CO2 is going to be a little bit more friendly. And so I really like running 1911s. And I saw this in one of the meetings. This is the KJW. It's OEM'd by KJW, and it's their Blackwater. And I saw this on camera, and it's really difficult, guys and girls, if you're out there, to see this. Yeah, you can see it, but you don't fully appreciate it until you're actually holding this, and you're like, wow, this is just really nice. I love the feature. If you look, let's bring this up here. There's like 2 scallops on either side here, so this will run CO2 as well as green gas.
And I think that can also be shown if you pull the slide back. It's got the red nozzle, which with KJWs, I believe that means that it's basically CO2 ready.
So with one gun, I can run the same gun whether I want to run green gas, which I might do in the summer when that FPS is a little higher. In the winter, I can switch to CO2, and I don't need to get 2 guns, which you would think is kind of bad for business because, hey, we want to sell guns, obviously. But with one gun, I can do both things. So that's
and the fact
really
that it's $50.
And it's $50, you know. So those of you who are kind of strapped for cash, I don't care how old you are, grab a rake, go to your neighbors, offer to rake their yard. You can make $50 on a Sunday. You can pick this up. It feels really nice. I love the trigger on this. So I've been playing with this every time I'm over here. And it's just really nice. Slide the mag in. It's got a nice weight.
And like, if you already have a pistol, it's a good like backup pistol to your pistol. Or like, I'm thinking of getting one for like if I go somewhere and I take a friend that doesn't have any gear, but like, oh here now you have a sidearm.
You can use my sidearm. You know, it just feels really nice. Now, some people may be a little skeptical because it is a polymer lower and they're used to that full metal.
Yeah.
The polymer lower is the only part, to my understanding, from what I can see, that's actually polymer. The rest, the slide is sliding on a metal rail. So,
think of it as like a Glock or an M&P.
Yeah, you know, it's almost the best of both worlds. It doesn't feel cheap, and I mean, let's be honest, $50 is kind of cheap.
Yeah,
a couple of bottles of Bio BBs, you can get this really cool gun. So yeah, I really like this gun, and we're going to be getting some in Virginia, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be having one of these. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
think I'm
rocking
going
one
to
of
pick one up
these.
at some point too. You want to hand me the RDP?
This one here?
Yeah. This one, we just put it on our website. This is the new Echo 1 RDP, or Rapid Deployment Pistol. You may recognize it as, forget what its name is in the game, but I think it's in Call of Duty Black Ops. But this is a little AEG, and I believe it's going for about 155. Yeah, 155. And if you're looking for something kind of CQB, a little bit more, close quarters combat, this is a nice little I guess, submachine pistol.
I think this would be great for those of you, especially out on the East Coast, who like running sniper kits.
Yes.
You need a secondary.
Which I feel like this is kind of our day of things that would be good for sniper rifles, because we also just added, let's the ones closest to you. Yeah. This one's all decked out because we were taking some images of it, but this is the new, oh wow, we have a foregrip on it too. Did not see that. And EOTech obviously not included, but this is the new Elite Force H&K fully licensed MP7, not MMP7, and it's the Navy because it's got the rail. And this one's OEM by VFC, and the thing is that's different about this one, Train, is that it actually is 1-to-1 scale, whereas some of you may know that the KWA version, which we have up on our wall, I don't feel like grabbing it, I'm kind of lazy right now, is about 3/4 of the size of this one. So that one's actually smaller than real. This one is going to be 1-to-1, and actually we've shot it, and the thing is, has the cooldown on it is very minimal. Yeah. Like, you're able to dump an entire mag full auto, rate of fire doesn't change, then you pull it out, and you still have a ton of gas still in it. So
that's cool, because that's with gas guns after you've done it, once that mag cools down, a lot of people gotta hold
even
off.
My LM4, when it hits a point where it gets cold, but it eventually hits a point where it's so cold it does not want to really fire. But that's a really cool. I really like that one. And then finally, we have one that's been long anticipated. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Crytek PDW. And actually, if you stay tuned to our Facebook, I don't know if the video's gone live yet or not, but I did a little bit of shooting with this thing, and for its size and how short the barrel is, I was reaching out really far. I'd say probably about 150 to 180 feet.
I was really surprised how short the barrel is.
And it actually, it's shooting about 340 to 350, which is perfect for pretty much any indoor field. I don't know of any indoor fields that are any lower than 350. But, you got the really cool collapsible, wire stock, which,
it's sturdy.
I think it can be a pistol. But pretty awesome. It's a little small for me just because, I don't know, I like bigger guns, but something you can really tuck in tight, and it just becomes like part of your body.
Yeah,
but
it's a nice.
But the rate of fire on it is actually very, very impressive, and it's got all the standard features of any other Crytek. You've got the easy change spring system, not quick because you do still have to pull out the gearbox. It's got the 8mm bearings as well as the integrated MOSFET and all the other fun stuff in it. But pretty awesome little. I guess it's still technically an assault rifle, even though it's super short.
Yeah, this is just like a large pistol.
Yeah, basically.
It really is.
You put that stock in, you've got a large pistol.
Yeah. Even for me holding this, it's easily one-handable.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
The weight, the balance in this is just really nice. They've done a really, once again, Crytek has really outdone themselves. They've produced a really, really, really nice gun.
Yeah, the fit and finish is on perfect. And actually, with Daniel and Bob and them at SHOT Show, there's been some more news from Crytek. They're going to be releasing a 22 long rifle variant of the LVOA,
yes,
as well as an AEG variant coming soon. And it looks like also from the pictures I've seen, they are going to be releasing their own line of BBs as well.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. We'll have to see when they come out, test them out, see how they are. But if it's anything else like how Crytek is, they're going to be some really high-quality stuff.
I know a lot of people were, complaining, gosh, it's taking so long for them to come out with it. They kept pushing the release. But when you see the finished product, it's well worth the wait for their guns.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think if they're going to do the same kind of work and quality control for their BBs and everything else that they're doing, they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
And the price point is very reasonable.
For what you're getting, like the amount you would normally spend to have that done or do it yourself in terms of your time and your money, everything like that, it's very affordable. Compared to if you were to take apart the gearbox, put in buy your own 8mm bearings and your own MOSFET, do your Sorbo pad, correct the AOE, all that stuff, all the time, money, and effort adds up to a lot more than what you're paying for the gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely something awesome. Anyway, so that does it for new products. Let's go ahead and jump into questions and shout outs. We'll go ahead and let the camera catch up because I know sometimes it takes. I mean, there's a little bit of a delay. So once we start seeing some questions, we'll start answering, doing some shout outs and all that. But
so I did see somebody from Aberystwyth, which
I have no idea where that's at.
only I'm going to be able to say because born in Wales. So I did want to say a big shout out to. Welsh. Well, I was born there.
Oh, okay.
Didn't stay there very long. They kicked me out. But so I did want to say a big shout out to all our players down in Wales, especially in Aberystwyth. Hey, shout out, Bill.
Oh wait, Heath Phillips, shout out approved. Let's see. We are waiting for. I think things are starting to catch up. Neon Airsoft, shout out approved. Airsoft Gamer and Stuff, shout out approved. And Braden Harrison, hi.
Hi, Braden.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff jumping real quick. Shout out to Bandito Platoon 1 through 6 or 1-6. I don't know how you want it. Shout out approved. Let's see. Oh, here's a great one. How did you like D14?
I had a blast.
I did.
It was a lot of fun.
And you know, I will say that I did not do well at all because I had no idea where I was going.
Well, that was the thing. That was the great thing, and that's why I love going to new fields. Is all the fields I play at, I could pretty much almost walk around with my eyes closed. I know where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear a firefight going on in this location, I know umpteen different ways to get around to it. But at D14, the whistle went, and I was like, okay, I know this.
Yeah.
They're there.
You're like, let the kids run first, see where they go, and then judge from
see
there.
where they go and see who's walking back, and then don't go in that direction.
Exactly.
But I was crawling through some brush, and I could hear a firefight going on ahead of me, and I stopped because I wasn't sure what was ahead of me because the brush was actually quite thick.
Brush was actually very thick.
I didn't want to suddenly, pop out on the other side and be like, oh, hey, hi, guys. So that was really cool. But no, D14 has some really fun. I really had a blast there.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings are great.
There's a river running through the middle of it.
There's a river running through it. I mean, so yeah, I think there's a movie, a river runs through it. So,
yeah.
I mean, it was just a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed that.
Oh, excuse me. I will say it was one part. There was fun. It was fun one part. I was right behind some kid that he knew the field, so I was just following him through the thick brush, and it was like, oh, ambush. Like there was a bunch from him. We started shooting, but because I still didn't know the field, there was a path even above us that there were some of them, and then we got shot from down. So it is definitely a lot different when it's a field you're not familiar with. I think a map would have been very handy.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Because that field was much larger than I anticipated. Like I saw them all, I was like, oh, this field looks big.
Well, yeah, for those of you who don't know, at the Texas store, D14 made this really, really awesome model that you can go in. So it was kind of a help to sort of, we start here and, oh, I remember I see the big white house, but you just don't know. Having a map would be really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Really
definitely.
Be nice.
Oh, shout out, Thumpy's here. Hi, Thumpy.
Hey, Thumpy.
Are you in Vegas, Thumpy? Because if you are, not fair. I want to be at SHOT Show.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, I'm not in Vegas. I'm in California having a blast.
Oh, and also, as going with our voting for Airsoft, GI, and how to get a girl to play Airsoft, vote for Thumpy too. Because every morning when I come into work, I check Thumpy's for all of the Airsoft news and anything like that. Because it's usually there before I even know about it. So I'm like, oh, cool, new stuff. Yes.
Well, the big thing I like about Thumpy is, obviously from England, I like to know what's going on in England. And so anybody from England that hasn't Facebook friended me, GI Tactical Ed, please friend me and keep me up to date with what's going on. But Thumpy covers, he's not just the US. Every so often we'll see stuff going on globally, which I think is really great.
Here. Oh, I have a question. Nate Lee. Hey, Bill. I know you have a Stark Arms G18. I have bought the G19. How do you like the brand? Overall, I really like it. The thing is, the Stark Arms is just a VFC, so it should also be completely TM compatible in terms of extra parts and stuff like that. So if something breaks, it should be compatible with most aftermarket parts that are designed for TM brand pistols. But I think mine died after 2 years. I'm like, I could have fixed it, but I was too lazy, so I just bought my friend's for like $20 because he never used his. Like, he bought one too, and he's like, oh man, that's so cool. But then he bought a real Glock, and it just sits there. And I was like, yeah, are you going to use it? No. Can I buy it? Yeah, $20. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I see G Skull Airsoft. Would you come to Scotland to play Airsoft?
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. Of course
awesome.
I would. My mum is Scottish. She's from Glasgow. So yeah, I'd love to come up to some of the great fields there. One of the ones that pops into my head. Section 8. So that's cool.
I'd love to go play in the UK.
There's some
I've watched
cool fun. There's some really cool events in Europe. I want to say it is. I think there's one in.
Is it one in Sweden where
there's
like
one in
really
Sweden
huge...
which is like 5,000-6,000 people. But I want to say there's another one called Burka. I might be mispronouncing it. Probably am. But it is in former Soviet Union country.
Czechoslovakia.
I think it's in the Czech Republic or Romania, somewhere around.
Something former USSR.
But it's this huge.
I think I saw. Is that the one where they have like tons of vehicles?
They've got
around?
Vehicles.
I think I've saw some videos from
that.
That
looks like a blast. I'd
yes.
love to go to that.
I will say I'm jealous of Europe when it comes to some of their games because they really pull out they pull everything out and throw it all on the table. Like, here you go, we got tanks, we got helicopters, we got APC, we got everything, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, even I read in one of them they have for sniper rifles 700 FPS.
Wow.
With a minimum engagement of 150 feet.
The thing is, though, with that high of an FPS, as an airsoft sniper,
Norway. There we go. Thank you, Jonas.
The sniper rifle actually could serve its proper function of being able to reach further than any other gun.
Can you hold that? Because there's a question there from Heather that I want to talk about.
Where was it? Oh, wait. This.
Yeah, have you heard of 3 guns? So when we finish this, I want to bring that up.
Okay.
Because that's going to be really cool.
Are we finished here?
Are we finished?
I think we are.
Okay, so Heather Phillips, have you heard of 3 gun? Yes, I've heard.
Keith Phillips.
Heath. Okay, I'm old.
He's wearing glasses.
I'm wearing glasses. I need a new prescription. So Heath, have you heard of 3 gun? Yes. Now, in February, from the 7th to the 15th, the NRA is doing their Great American Outdoor Show in Pennsylvania. We will be there. We are right next to the NRA booth. They're doing a Airsoft 3 gun.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's going to be
what guns are they giving?
They are using KWA 1911s and ATPs for the pistol section. Shotguns, I believe they're using the Tri-Burst Bravo shotgun.
Okay.
And then I believe they're using CQRs for the rifle version. We're going to be right next door to them. Last year, they had about 7,500 people go through the 3-gun experience. So, yes, he's very familiar with 3-gun. We're working with the NRA. We're going to be there. We're going to start seeing, hopefully, that kind of rolling out through other NRA groups throughout the country. Will be able to offer that. So 3-gun is a lot of fun. If you guys don't know what 3-gun is, there's some great videos out on YouTube with 3-gun.
I'd like to do the real version.
I'd love to do the real one, but next best thing is Airsoft.
I'll just say I can't afford all of the stuff I need. I mean, I already have the shotgun, but I need a pistol and like an AR-15. And right there, you're looking at like about $3,000 if you want some good solid stuff. Another thing I was going to say is it'd be really cool if, I know it's probably because it's expensive, but if they used an LM4 and then like the TM shotgun. Yeah, that would be. Then you'd have like the perfect experience right there because TM switching up to six shot right there. Yeah. You're solid. Do you see a question?
Yeah, no, I saw some poor person was looking
so many
at.
shout outs. Darwin Thomas, shout out approved. Jack553 jumped up, shout out approved, and shout out to Titan Actual. It's been approved.
There was some poor person who said he was never going to get a shout out, so I want to make sure he gets a shout out.
It does happen.
Yes, we do ship to Canada.
Yeah, we've been shipping to Canada actually for a while. It just has to either be between 366 to 500 FPS or have part of the gun be like a clear or smoked polymer.
Airgun Army, shout out. Hey, guys. And Thumpy, yes, I'm really seriously, we are going to be at the NRA 3-gun. We're going to be at the Great American Outdoor Show. So message me if you have questions there, Thumpy.
Awesome. That's cool. Thumpy's going to be there?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm going to scoop it at Thumpy's 3D House of Airsoft. I
want to scoop Thumpy before he scoops me.
That's funny. Airsoft King, shout out approved. Airgun Army, did we just do that?
Yeah, we just did that.
Okay, we just did it. All right, cool. Nathan Duromo. Sorry if I butchered that. I'm horrible with names. Shout out approved. Let's see.
Texas Air Force Milsim. We're talking about the
Texas Task Force.
Yeah,
you really can't
I really can't read. It's moving too fast.
I know these jump really quick. It takes it takes getting used to.
It does.
James Roach. Hi.
Austin Lott. See, I didn't butcher that one. Hey, Austin.
Bob the Axeman's actually in Texas right now, or not Texas, in Las Vegas right now, doing SHOT Show stuff. So that's why he's not here. That's why I'm on, and then we have special guest Ed. Ed, the special guest.
Yeah,
Ed is
special Ed. Yeah, get it out.
Special Ed, yes. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Because you run that KJW M700. Someone asked, I lost it, but best sidearm for a sniper.
Okay, so I run best sidearm for a sniper, $50. Get this. But I actually run an Elite Force 1911 TAC, and I also have a KWA M9.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have my heart set on the ASG
That's
Evo.
right.
Everybody over here is getting sick and tired of me talking about that. But I'm going to be doing a video on that when I get back to Virginia. That's going to be my sidearm. So I'm really looking forward to running that. But yeah, anything KWA, the H&Ks are great. As I said, I really like this Blackwater because for the bang for your buck, you can run CO2 and you can run green gas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really, really
just different
really
mags
deal.
for different times of the year in your
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, here's a question. Titan Actual asks, Bill, I've been looking for a SCAR. Any thoughts on which one I should get? Personally, I like the SCAR L by VFC. Mainly that's because it does use standard, M4 style magazines, and also it is pretty much just a standard version 2 gearbox. Nothing's really proprietary on it. I think it's only got a proprietary hop-up. However, replacements for those are really easy to find. SCAR Heavies are a little bit different just because the gearbox, it either has a longer nozzle or a longer hop-up unit. I can't remember which.
I think it's the longer nozzle because
I've
had people
nozzle.
asking me about it for dropping fusion engines and HPA, and I believe it's a longer nozzle.
But the thing is with those ones, you'd have to basically get the magazines designed for the VFC because the SCAR Heavy mags for the Wii AEG will not work in the VFC. I believe the loading position of the BBs is slightly different, so they won't work. I don't think they'll even work with modification. They're that different. It froze. Okay, there we go. Whoa. Everything just exploded at once. Okay, Neon Airsoft asks, do you prefer an Apex or a Krytok for an outdoor field gun?
Krytok? Becoming British?
Yes, I am. I've been around you too.
Krytok.
For outdoor, I would recommend actually the Krytek SPR. You're going to have the 14.5-inch length barrel, but you've got the awesome hop-up unit in it, which clicks and has numbers, so it's really easy to, if you memorize what number for what weight BB. And just overall, I really like the fit and finish of the Krytek. Plus, another cool thing is the Keymod rail system is going to be, I don't know how to put it, real spec, because sometimes the Mad Bull rail systems, they aren't beveled in terms of the key mods. You have to use the special ones or bevel the key mod slot yourself. Whereas with Krytek, you could just buy real key mod accessories and they'll mount right on. So personally, I'd rather get the SPR. Which would you rather go with?
I honestly would go with the SPR. I'm a big fan of the Kryteks. The price point, the fit, the finish, everything about them is really top notch.
Oh, here's a good one. Someone's asking me, but we both can answer. And I think we're going to have the same answer. Bill, what is the best M4 mid-cap magazine? I've seen a lot of reviews, but I want to know. Okay, I'll answer first. The thing is, they're expensive, but they are probably the best ones because they're one of the only mid-caps that will feed in Mark's 40 round per second SCAR. And that's going to be the EPM mags, which are by PTS, but they are about $30 a pop.
Yeah, that's what I run. And here's what I tell a lot of my friends back home. Save up. If it's once a month or every couple of months, buy one and slowly build up. No, we're not expecting you. We'd love you to come in and be like, hey, I need 6 of these. Buy one whenever you can. And sooner or later, you'll have your full loadout. Outside of that, if you don't have any patience, I really like the Elite Force 10-pack of mid-caps.
Those ones actually work very well.
They're $65. I've never had a problem with them running in my Polar Star, my 416, or my L85.
You know what's other really good ones are the metal G&G mid-caps that are 79 rounds because those feed every last BB. And I used to have, I think, 12 of those ones. And then I got the Echo 1 Platinum, which is a VFC. And for some unknown reason, they really didn't like that gun. So I'm like, okay, I got to switch magazines. Great.
I saw somebody say, hey, $30, no way. Sam, they really are worth it. It's just like iPro. I was having a conversation with a customer in the California store here about iPro, and I said, there are certain things that you really don't want to
Go cheap on.
iPro is one because if you can't see well, you can't play. Mags are another. You want to make sure that your mags are going to feed. You've got to take care of your mags. You have to clean your mags, but they are. I really do like them. Yes, they are expensive, but 2 years down the road, you're still running those mags. They're not expensive over time.
Yeah.
It's as with a lot of things. If you put the money in up front and get something that's really good quality, they're going to last.
Exactly.
And those EPM mags really are good.
I saw a question, but it jumped, and I don't know who said it, but it was asking our personal preference and what's our favorite plate carrier. I'll let you go first because I know you have a particular favorite.
The one I usually run, if I'm running a plate carrier, is going to be my Shelby Banshee.
Your Shellback Banshee.
Shellback
Definitely,
Banshee. I love that. Shelby, I'm thinking of the
Shelby, yeah.
The Banshee, I really like that. I don't want to say I have a favorite. There's LBX, LBT comes out with their 1694, really, really nice. But I'm going to be doing a video, and you're going to be seeing me with a different plate carrier that I'm really, really, really fond of.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to give any hints. You'll have to watch the video for that. That one I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go out and play, sometimes I want to go lightweight.
Yes.
So I might just wear a battle belt and an H harness. Or, since I'm from England, I have a really nice assault vest, which works really well. It's really lightweight. So for me, it depends on where I'm playing and what I'm playing. If I'm at a Milsim event, I want to run a plate carrier because I've got radios and IFAKs and all sorts of things that I want to carry with me. But if I'm just going to, pop down to my local field and shoot some BBs, I want to run a little bit lighter. So I might just wear a vest or a plate belt and an H harness.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's very dependent on where I'm playing.
Yeah, my favorite is, it's my only plate carrier, but I've had a few different vests and plate carriers over time. But my current one, which is the Spectre MPC, which actually has the cummerbund and stuff, that one's my favorite because it's smaller, yet I still have a lot of molly space. Like, you saw my plate carrier. I have a lot of crap.
Yeah, you do actually have a lot.
But it's still a relatively lower profile plate carrier. And the fact I really liked it, it's expensive, but it was made here in the U.S. So I know I could literally drag it behind a truck and then, brush it off and all right, we're good. And, also the shoulder straps are stitched. They go all the way down, to the lower part of your back.
Yeah, I was really impressed how far. Literally, if... Again, in Milsims, we sometimes have to drag people. I would feel comfortable dragging you
in that plate carrier.
And not worrying about
it. And the thing is, I think if it ripped, I could call up Sector and be like, hey, it ripped, and oh, just send it and we'll fix it for you. Usually it's the thing is with the really expensive ones comes a really good warranty where it's if something rips...
Pantech is a lifetime warranty.
Mm-hmm. And I actually just recently got one of their the pack. My backpack that's attached to my vest is a Pantech, and I was like, oh wow, this is really, really nice. He hangs out in the backpack. He just pokes out literally like this and just stares at everyone behind. But yeah, Pantech stuff, and that stuff is, I think it's 55% off now too.
Right now it's 55% off.
Yeah.
The quality is really, 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 really good, and it's made in the US.
Yeah.
Lifetime warranty. I can't say anything better than a lifetime warranty.
Yeah. So, but we're starting to wind down. I think we probably got time for one more question.
Well, time really flies when you're it really does.
It really does, because I know we started and then it's 45 minutes later. We're like, oh crap, it's already. Oh, here we go. You have a Polar Star. So Polar Star or SMP?
Both are really good. I actually have a Polar Star, and I am looking at picking up an SMP. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to stick my SMP in. I really like both. If you are somebody that wants to fiddle a lot and really tweak those settings, the Polar Star, the Fusion engine, is definitely the way to go. You have a lot more control. It's a little bit more work. People think Polar Stars is just drop in and the gun's amazing.
It's a lot of tuning.
There's a lot of fine tuning. The SMP is a little bit simpler, hence single moving part, a little bit simpler, not as fine tunable, but it's just, in my opinion, it's just as good.
I would say definitely. I actually like the SMP a little bit better because it gives you more modularity. Like you can put it in.
It's easier to
many
drop
more
in.
different
Yeah.
things. Yeah, like I mean, if you have something that's say a version 7, I don't think Polar Star makes anything for a version 7 gearbox yet. You have an M14, you want to Polar Star it, you can't really do it. But with the SMP, you should be able to just
drop
open
in,
it, pop it, and you're good to go. So,
I mean, a good example is I have a King Arms FAL that I wasn't even going to dare to do this one, but I called a good friend and said, hey, what about doing this? And he said, Ed, for you, yes, but he said, I'm really not looking forward to dropping the fusion engine into this gun. He said, my recommendation would be SMP. So the SMP has that little bit more flexibility.
yeah, but like you said, it comes with the fact that you can't necessarily fine tune it
as much.
There's always a little bit of a drawback, but I mean, if you're looking for something like where there isn't a Polar Star fusion engine or a Vulcan V12 or something like those lines, I like the SMP just because you can pretty much put it in anything.
Put it in pretty much.
I think you're only limited by the nozzles that they make, and they have such a
and
wide
they put a
variety.
huge amount of nozzles out.
So definitely, I like the SMP. But anyway, that is going to do it for our live show today, which is January 20th of 2015, and we'll see you guys next week. Be sure to check out that patch package, which goes live this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we'll catch you guys next week, and once again, I'm Bantha Bill, this is Barrett the Bantha, and then this is Ed the Meerkat, originally from the UK, all the way from Virginia, out here visiting, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.